Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one of the probably most intense quarterfinal matches that we're going to have. I am one of your commentators. My name is Aki, and joined with me is the amazing...
Yeah. It's me, Epic Nancy. I don't know. I swear, like, I'm always, like, thrown off by these kinds of introductions, but it's whatever. It's funnier that way, but yeah.
Yeah, we have the lovely Epic Man. Not number one, though. Not number one. It has to be number two.
Yeah, number one is literally lost in the woods, so I'm here to take their place. But anyways, yeah.
You know,
they're going to be joined... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just making another joke. No, please go.
Yeah, it's all good. Alright. Okay, my computer is lagging today, but it seems like for this quarterfinals match, we are going to be having none other than the United Kingdom up against Mexico for this round. So this is going to be quite of an interesting one, I want to say. This is going to be in the winner's bracket. Whoever ends up losing on this one is going to have to be plummeting down into the loser's bracket. So this is going to open up for some pretty interesting scenarios as it stands. It's seed 3 versus seed 6 in our quarterfinals bracket here as well. So yeah,
I mean, that is insane. Asael rolled an 86. I'm like, okay, nobody can top that. And then Mini Egg rolls a 94. So I think this is the second.
Damn.
Yeah, the last UK roll was a 96, and that was a 94. So UK might be up to some trickery here, but I mean, yeah, these are seeds number 3 and seeds number 5. Excuse me, number 6. This is gonna be a really close game.
Yeah.
Really strong players in both teams. Interested in seeing who's gonna be the main people playing. I know UK has some sleeper agents, and they have some really strong physical players like Spanner. But I'm not too sure we're gonna be able to see them just yet. But they, of course, still have some other phenomenal, like really strong, really ACK-oriented players, such as like Teasel and Miniac, and even Zubin. So we are gonna get a UK pick first. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw just straight up Rice Blitz.
Yeah, absolutely. I pretty much would be led to imagine that the United Kingdom would feel the most confident when it comes to a lot of these Rice picks overall. Just mainly because when it comes to the United Kingdom, regardless of which key mode you're talking about, or at least like, you know, mainly 4K, which is where the good majority of this United Kingdom team is going to be originating from, they're pretty much all really good when it comes to Rice alone. And I'm assuming, like, you know, when it comes to this being a 2v2 scenario, we're probably going to be seeing the likes of Miniac and Ting covering majority of these LN picks, or at least anything that's outside the Rice category. Like, you know, when it comes to the LNs and hybrids, for example, Teasel, not too sure enough about how much of, not sure, I don't think I know enough about their capabilities to be able to gauge, like, how exactly they fit into the, like, team equation, but I would assume they will be pretty much fit just right with a lot of these picks, as it's going to be a hybrid 2 pick to start things off.
Yeah, we're going to see Pusa, which, although it is considered a hybrid, so there are frequent LNs, it's a very straightforward, it's one of the ACT picks, like LN1 was in round of 16, where you had, it was just mostly consistency based. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some really strong scores. We're actually going to see Spanner, I think. We might be able to see Spanner here, make his introduction.
Makes sense, because like I was alluding to, Miniac and Spanner, when it comes to these kinds of maps where it uses some more of these release aspect difficulty within the maps itself, it basically makes the most sense that you would want to have, like, you know, the stalwart duo of the United Kingdom just coming in for a pick like this, if it does come down to, you know, the fact that they want to kind of bats out the accuracy on this. However, Gamer and Ascel Master Holla aren't too shabby on this either. They've proven time and time again that they are also just as strong on maps like this, for example. So I would assume that this map clocking in around 204 BPM, it is going to be pretty, you know, I think it's going to open for some pretty interesting scenarios for this match in particular, and especially with this one being a bit of a bold first pick, I want to say.
It's definitely very ratio based, and I can imagine it's going to come down to a ratio battle. I know Asael is phenomenal in terms of like overall speed and even hybrids. I'm interested in seeing how Happer is able to perform against a team like the UK. I think Teasel, I'm interested in seeing and wondering what their scores were, because I know Teasel's a relatively strong like hybrid LN player. Not pure LN, but he's a strong like mid game player. So we're gonna get right into it actually.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like all the good luck funds have been sent out. We are going to make an introduction with this pick, and possibly going to be Mpuxa, the hybrid 2 pick, and okay, it seems like there's been a bit of an act drop from Miniac.
Yeah, that's a nasty good right there in the beginning, but you know, we have those first round nerves. It's definitely going to happen, and it doesn't, not counting UK out by any means just from that.
Yeah, but even then, that mistake is pretty much equal out by Gamer just also taking some equal act drops as well. That's going to center things a little more as we have some of these streams coming in, and we still got to introduce to a lot of these doublets where it's pretty much delegated into some of these shorter lands and then some Rice afterwards, as you know, things are pretty much looking like it's pretty much in the middle, and there isn't really any visible advantage to be given for either side just yet, but smallest of biases seem to appear within the Mexicans' favor for the time being, going into the back half of the map. Yeah, but despite that, it seems like now going into the build-up, we are going to be seeing a choke coming out from Gamer going into that drop, not kind of faltering on the transition alone, which is definitely going to punctuate the scoreline for the British, as it is pretty much going to go all the way to 30,000. This isn't going to mean a lot in these rounds alone, where you only have one note on the playfield to really worry about, and just that one lane alone is literally what everyone is trying to exploit. And the fact that you can easily miss on that alone is going to be as super consequential, as we see from Half the Gamer, just basically showing us that tutorial going through the introductory pick.
Apologies for that. My computer crashed, but it looks like I just came in right at the end of, wow, phenomenal score over from Team UK, 50,000 point lead. It looks like Hybrid didn't have the most fun on that map, but SAL holding extraordinarily strong, top living with a 43 perfects on 9976. That is an insanely good score.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, like, looking on the left side of the field, the score we see from the United Kingdom is just really hard to top. Even with that one misjudgment that was bled by Mini Egg somewhere in the intro, I'm assuming that was pretty much canceled out by a lot of the mistakes from Hyper Gamer. But I think had it been for the team consistency on Mexico, or at least, like, you know, if you had like maybe two Asal Master Holas, at least to try and equate the scoreline, then maybe this could have been a lot closer, because they did manage to beat out Ting's accuracy and ratio, which was basically the second lowest in the entire lobby. But that said, it's going to be the first point for the United Kingdom, and it will be down to Mexico to take the next pick.
It's definitely going to be a bit difficult to top some of UK's scores, and I hope that's not a premonition with Happer not being able to possibly hold on to some of these more complex patterns and rhythms, and especially some of the speed. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if with Mexico just going to go straight into SV to kind of reset the momentum, get back on track, and even things up just a little tiny bit. I don't think UK. I think UK is good at SV. Don't get me wrong, but I think if Mexico practiced, there is a chance that they can win, and we're gonna see that actually.
Yeah, I mean, following on what you were saying, I definitely think it makes sense as to why you can pretty much feel comfortable throwing out SV in matches like this, because especially in 1K, for example, SV maps are going to be a lot more volatile, just because, again, like, missing and misjudgments overall are going to be a lot more consequential with maps that are 2 minutes long, as this one is. So, you know, Turned Up is going to be one of those maps where it basically does need to spell that every player would have need to have, like, at least practiced this enough so that they know what exactly is going to be happening. I'm assuming that's going to have to be the case with Zubin and Diesel on the board here, and then we're going to be seeing Devon come in for the Mexicans, going to lead Hyper Gamer to take a bit of a rest. That map was pretty much exhausting anyway, so it makes the most sense that we will at least maybe see some swap outs for this one alone.
I'm interested in seeing if Zubin stays in for this SV pick, because I know Miniag is no offense to Zubin. I think Zubin's also a great SV player, but yeah. Miniag is usually one of the strongest like SV players in 1K. I like from my point of view. So I'm interested in seeing if Zubin's able to just like lock the heck in and seeing what kind of crazy score they can set. And see Good Luck's already kind of come out and looks pretty start.
Yeah, I mean, for the case of Zubin, like, I recall my experiences playing with him in some turns, especially the 4K Mania World Cup back in 2024. They know how to play SV pretty well when they have to do it. It's just that, you know, it's just not really much of a common sight, I would assume, like, you know, nowadays. But I think it could come down to, like, whether in the practice as well, if, you know, on the team sheet, things have just been a little dicey with maybe, you know, Miniag or Ting. Because those are usually the stronger SV players when it comes to DK. And we can see that, you know, the first miss is going to be coming out from Zubin, as everyone is actually going to be off to a good start. But Mexico is going to take this and run away with the lead as Tizo misses as well. Yeah,
it looks like UK possibly, I don't exactly know. It could have just been a little whiff from Teasel, although Zubin and Teasel both continuing to drop. Zubin already at an A rank, and Teasel, I mean, halfway there and kind of going down. Looks like they might not have practiced as properly as they probably should have. But it looks like Team Mexico is almost definitely going to be resetting this. I mean, we're already 150,000 in, we're at the break, so.
Yeah, and it's a pretty objective score line to really come out of the map with, especially in the second half, where, you know, if you're pretty much, like, looking at the score, like, you know, all the way through the map, then you're pretty much at a point where you just don't really need to worry about, you know, making as many mistakes. I mean, Hibon pretty much can just bleed out as much as they want, but it's not gonna, like, paint the walls right as much as Zubin and teams will have, unfortunately, in this case.
Yeah, definitely not a great look to be sending in, like, B ranks as the C3 team over in quarterfinals. I definitely think it's a little bit jarring, and hopefully from this experience, UK, regardless of if they ended up in the winner's bracket or losers bracket, they're able to maybe lock in a bit harder on some of these SBs in the future rounds. But TISO's still holding relatively strong. But again, I mean, Mexico's score is just great. There's a little bit of a break there from H-Ivan, or Hyven. I actually don't exactly know how to pronounce that. But nothing that's irrecoverable. And SB's holding over at 99, and it looks like they're probably going to keep that towards the end of the map.
Yeah, unfortunately, not really much time that you can really gather to try and take things back, but that is an entire 400,000 that's going to bring Mexico to victory and basically solidify that maybe United Kingdom should have practiced this a little more, as it's going to be 1-all for the time being. Quite a statement to make, I want to say. Holy damn, this 976k from SL Masahola is tremendous. Like, what? How?
Very strong. Very, very strong.
Literally. That score is probably, like, equivalent to benching, like, 250, I think.
Do you know? It might be. Maybe 225, I think. It's if you're in kilograms or pounds, I guess. Like 225 in pounds.
I mean, for the UK, we usually measure it in kilos, supposedly.
That's what I figured. I just don't know the conversion.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that, like, other places, like, usually measure it in, like, stone or pound, but here in the UK, we usually use kilos.
Stones? Well, so stones can be different sizes, though, can't they?
Yeah, I mean, depends on which one. It's a little more. Yeah. I mean, well, this is pretty much its own field of, like, measurement that you take. That said, it does look like our next pick is going to be Hybrid 1, so it pretty much makes sense that United Kingdom would want to go back into this one, just trying to follow up with what they have done on Hybrid 2, and I would assume Hyper Gamer would probably come back in for this one, unless if they aren't feeling too comfortable with this, then maybe I think the likes of... Okay, let's see. Mexico could probably just try and utilize their roster, because as it currently stands, it is still rather interchangeable, but Yvonne's going to be coming in for this one, he thinks.
That's going to be an interesting decision. I'm not too sure exactly why. Maybe it just has a better score. I think this is a super safe pick from Team UK. Just trying to get back the momentum that Mexico stole from them. Very consistent. There's a 6 stream over in the beginning that I'm really interested in seeing if anybody gets caught off guard with. And there's overall some really weird rhythms towards the last half of the map. Really some awkward flams. I wouldn't even call them flams, maybe like doublets. So we'll see if all of these players are able to lock in, get the spread.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game to either of these teams. I mean, you know, the United Kingdom is pretty much well known for their brand. I mean, they literally burnt London one time a few centuries ago. But as for Mexico, not too sure on that. But I'm pretty sure they should be able to get that bread if needed as well. This is one-way street. This is pretty much going to be a one-way street to victory, depending on whoever has the advantage on this one. I mean, especially for Mini against Spaniard, we've seen their efforts on Hybrid 2. It's pretty much going to be a no-brainer if it does come down to them doing really well, but it's...
Yeah, and the 6th stream did catch both players off guard. Kind of expected. It's a really awkward and pretty fast stream for this early. I guess not even that. We're actually going to see a trade with Spaniard, which is really interesting to see, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I mean... The map is pretty much different from Hybrid 2 just because this one's a lot slower, but it packs a punch with a lot more of these technical parents and a lot of these quicker releases that you gotta make notes of as well. So, you know, the powers are overall a lot slower, but when it comes to a lot of these bursts that are a lot faster, then it can definitely catch out a lot of people, like Devon here, for example, and the Monster Holla also going to be collapsing as well. The scoreline pretty much going to be accentuated a lot further than it was in Hybrid 2, as we are seeing now.
Yeah, I mean, great score coming in from Mini Egg. The rest of the lobby just really seeming to struggle. I can't stop looking at Ivan's scroll speed. It's making everything around it look really, really fast. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So it's like a 12? Or like a 14 max? That's really slow.
I think you're, like, hitting the mark. It's most likely 12. There's just no way it's not. Lord, Lord. Dude, the streams on Yvonne's like playfield genuinely look so crunched. Like, I swear, like it genuinely feels way too packed. I don't know how to like distinguish the space between them. And well, even in these powers, it literally looks so evenly close as there's a lot more misses coming out from them. And now the scoreline for the UK as it stands is going to be beyond 160,000. Even with a clean miss from Ting coming out.
Yeah, it looks like something that I'm gonna play. It's like really dense slow jam or something. Oh, I don't know if that was me or the client. I think it's the client.
Nah, it was me.
No, it was me.
It was us. We did it. We caused Bancho to...
This could be anyone.
We're the reason why the website is literally down right now, but it seems like 3/4 of the players are literally back. It's just what's happening with Asal Mataola. Seems like they are pretty much frozen in place.
We might get to see a comeback from them. We'll see. We'll have to see. Can Aseo make up 300,000 points at the end?
I mean, they would need to. I mean, there is still pretty much the majority of their quarter left, but... Okay, it seems like everyone else got to the results screen, so I think something must have happened for Asal Mataola. I mean, if they want to prove their score, they probably could, like, send maybe a screenshot of their score if it was, like, you know, played in match, but I'm not sure exactly. It's a bit of a complicated situation, I think, or at least with Wonky.
It is impossible to make the recovery of 100,000 points, or 200,000 points. And I guess we're right into it. I guess there might have been something where they left the lobby. I'm not super sure. Oh, we're actually... Oh, very good. Bro. Oh! We get that everyone has all eyes on Aseo.
Bro, one-man team right now. Asal Mataola.
Oh, dropping to 200. That might be pretty detrimental to the team. We'll have to see. Oh, but they're gonna hold the 99.
Congratulations, it's 100,000 points less than what was originally said and done. But 940k to like take it out of this pick, and it's still gonna be 3-1 for United Kingdom either way, unfortunately for Asal Mataola not being able to at least do enough in the span of just under 30 seconds of the song. As I mean, they do have the luxury of the next pick, so surely they can maybe switch it up a little bit because they did pretty well with the SV. Oh, okay, no, that's not a third point, my bad.
Well, I mean, I really don't exactly know what Mexico might pick. Maybe just go straight into like LN2 or LN1. Try to catch UK off guard. I don't know if they win the consistency battle though, and I'm not too sure if they have a long-go player that can maintain over a 99% in some of these really awkward maps like LN1 and LN2. So we'll have to see. We might even just see a safe pick, just as a having fun pick. They might not have really anything else in their arsenal. We might get to see like California, or even Oh Yeah. I don't think we've seen Oh Yeah being played yet in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oh Yeah is like one of the more streamier picks, isn't it? Or I would assume like, would this be the round where the Rice kind of dwells more into some of the more technical maps? I mean, we have seen it in the hybrid category, but I'm not sure if that was the case with the Rice last week, because I remember it was fairly stream-oriented for the most part.
Yeah, Catastrophe was like super, it was just extremes. Yeah. Oh Yeah, currently Rice 1 is like, it's there. You have a bunch of really awkward, like staggered flams. Similar to, there was one map over, I think it was quarterfinals or semifinals. It wasn't that difficult, but it was. I think it was that Rice one. It was just where you had this like, you had a single note and then you had a doublet and then a single note and then a doublet, and the rest of the map being relatively straightforward. It's similar to that. It's not very difficult, but it is chokeable, which is probably why teams have been kind of avoiding it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes most sense.
Okay, so I think they're just, I mean, anything can happen. I don't disagree necessarily with this choice. I think, if Mexico is confident that they can double SS, maybe just really hoping for a choke or a break coming in from UK, since it looks like the past, like, few rounds they've just been choking. Not super badly, but in ways that if Mexico SS's, they might not be able to recover, so.
Yeah, I definitely feel like regardless of if this one is going to be one of the most beneficial picks for the Mexicans here, I definitely think that it is warranted to have a bit of a change of pace just to see, like, you know, testing the waters of one category that hasn't really been explored within this match alone. I mean, we have seen from the UK and that, you know, they're still really good when it comes to Rice alone. I mean, that alone is pretty much nothing that can be very tested with, as there is still like a lot you can pretty much work on with this map alone. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out, I suppose, as it doesn't seem like there is really any history of the UK actually playing the Rice maps last week.
Yeah, I am surprised to see Spanner Dude out this early though. It is quarterfinals, and quarterfinals isn't exactly easy. But usually whenever I see Spanner, it's like finals, like grand finals, and he just like destroys the maps. So I'm interested in seeing how his ratio will be. He did perform rather well in the first map he played, other than the few breaks. So maybe after getting those nerves under control, he's able to kind of lock in. And... Ooh, we're gonna see a swap out? Not a Spanner though. I wonder if like Mini Egg or Teasel's gonna, maybe like Zubin? Might be interested in seeing Zubin come in. I think Zubin might come in. That's gonna be my prediction.
Yeah.
Zubin has.
I mean, when it comes to picks,
really
yeah. When it comes to these kinds of picks, I would imagine that Zubin would be a relatively solid choice when it comes to, you know, trying to aim for at least taking off the consistency mark. Because I think in a map like this, where, you know, it is a 2v2 situation once again for. I mean, I guess if anyone needs a blatant reminder, because even if you can't like see on the screen, like maybe if you aren't like wearing the glasses, but I don't know. There's pretty much options open on the board. Doesn't seem like there is really much information we can try and gnaw at right now, though.
I'm not. I wonder if instead of, yeah, maybe it wasn't a swap out. Maybe Mini Egg just PC'd, because it's been a while. Who knows? If internet did go out, we're gonna see Teasel. We're gonna see Teasel come in. So I don't know if that was intentional or if Mini Egg's internet died and Teasel needed to step in. Well, no, never mind. I guess there's some confusion.
All right. Yeah, I suppose it might be that Teasel could be stepping in to at least accommodate for Mini Egg, potentially having some problems with their internet, maybe. I mean, it is good to have these kinds of backup plans when it comes to picks like this, where, you know, you pretty much have the luxury of an interchangeable roster, and that's pretty much going to apply to a lot of tournaments overall. But this one especially, it's pretty much like good, but at the same time, it seems like a timeout.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to figure out what happened to Mini Egg. Yeah. Since nobody on the Team UK knows, I'm assuming it is likely an internet issue or maybe some power outage or something, which might throw this game into kind of a turmoil if Mini Egg was supposed to be playing a few of these maps. But I think UK has more than enough firepower to be able to back themselves up even without Mini Egg.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much what I was saying about, like, you know, if Teasel was to, like, come in for this pick and, you know, if they were to cover for the pick in particular, because, okay, it seems like Mini Egg crashed, or at least based on our ref's assumption or analysis. I can't really tell, though. Like, all I have is an outsider perspective. I can't, like, okay, Mini Egg's back, never mind. Hello.
Nice. And I guess we'll probably see the swap out from Teasel then to go into Mini Egg. I'm interested in seeing how Mexico performs in this. If they can take this point off of Team UK, this might be huge news for them. And that might entirely change the course of what they planned on doing, because at first I thought like something like long notes might be interesting. Maybe try to catch UK off guard, but I'm not too sure if Mexico will have the firepower to do so. But that also means UK might go down the route of picking LN1 and LN2. But I think they're pretty strong on hybrids, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, for the United Kingdom, they pretty much have at least got some information that Mexico does kind of struggle with a lot of the hybrid and picks that we have been seeing, or at least anything that involves some of these tighter releases and so on. So, you know, I think it makes the most sense as to why the United Kingdom would probably want to stick to their guns and at least spend them on these hybrids if possible, because there's only really 4 of them you can exhaust, and 2 of them have already been played out, and both pretty much turned out in the best possible favor for the British here. So Mexico is still yet to get another point following from the SV performance, though. So, you know, maybe this pick can definitely be the start of a new change in the match. We'll just have to see in a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. And it looks like Ting's internet also crashed. So we're going to have another technical difficulty.
Oh, lovely. Dude, what even is happening in the UK? I'm literally in the same country, and I don't even feel any internet issues happening. Like, wow.
As we all know, the UK is connected via one single internet connection.
Yeah, it's NordVPN. Anyways, we're literally stuck in...
Sponsorship. Sponsor break.
Yeah, exactly. If you buy it, you literally get to at least pick whichever region you want to be in. As it stands, we literally have both players playing in the region of their own. It's still going to be centered in the middle. As it stands, a really early start for both players. And this is also a little longer than some of the other maps we've had so far. Clocking in at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. This one pretty much involves a little more of these broken streams that is going to be fairly control-oriented, that we see Tiso and Miniac just breezing through for the time being. However, Happy Gamer and Asal Masa Ola are also doing really well to ensure that both the British are being kept in check no matter what. It's only really a difference of 1,000 points. It can definitely be switched up very easily if it does come down to a drop on either side.
I mean, phenomenal accuracy control by SAL, really showing that they are the carry of their team. But UK being able to keep up relatively well. Happer unfortunately finding a couple 200s earlier on, so it's going to be over in the Team UK. But all it takes is a couple 200s from UK to be able to swing that back over, given that Mexico continues to perform well consistently. But it's within 1,000, it's within 2,000 points of a score difference still, and we're only halfway into the map, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, there's still a lot of the map that really has left to be put on the table, but even as it stands, everyone's pretty much maintaining the FC. Even if it does come down to a lot of the ad drops that is coming out from Happer Gamer in particular, it is pretty much at least carried by the likes of Asal and Mazzaola. So that, honestly, that is good, even if it is just coming down to a bit of an anchor that is kind of letting down the score of Mexico as opposed to the UK's for the time being. If it does come down to a miss coming out from either Teasel or Miniac, then at least Asal Mazzaola should be able to keep on the score for Mexico, try and defend it so that, you know, if it does come in, so if it does come to the scenario where the United Kingdom does end up dropping somewhere among this final quarter, then it's definitely going to set the standard for what we could be seeing, because if anything, it's probably going to have to happen now with a lot of these extensive streams, but unfortunately it's not the British that will be missing.
Yeah, Happer Gamer is unfortunately going to find that miss right at the end of the long stream, which is going to absolutely cement their loss. Unfortunately, UK getting the first break point of the match. There's nothing for else to lose on. And can I talk about the consistency over in Team UK currently? And these weren't even the 2 players that were going to play this map. I mean, 99.90. We might get to see double 99.95. No, just close, just shy of it.
I mean, we were close. 19. We literally got close to 2 million. Pretty much double 998K.
Wow,
only
19? Holy.
Yeah. Wait, what?
19 perfects from Asael. What a ridiculously impressive score by her. Like, that is...
Dude.
Are we sure Asael wasn't supposed to be in Team Japan? Like, what's going on here?
I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe Asal Master Ola is kind of just in here as acting as one of the ninjas from Mexico, but who knows? I mean, I'm not one to like pretty much serve as someone that really knows about everyone or keep logs on them, because this is going to result in another point for the United Kingdom. Unfortunately, as much as Asal Master Ola literally just destroyed the entire lobby, unfortunately, even that score is not going to be enough because of team consistency alone. Same story we've seen on some of the other picks so far, and it seems like the United Kingdom will be opting for an immediate hybrid free pick, so Little Game Star pretty much going to be thrown out right out the bat. Makes sense. United Kingdom wants to stick to their guns and try and continue the pace that they're on, because currently they're on pace for a reverse sweep just following off of, you know, the SV incident. So, yeah.
Yeah, a Little Keemstar, definitely one of the easier maps, I think, in the pool. There's one problem section that I am almost so sure that at least somebody is going to choke on. It's this awkward stream, or it's awkward. You have this normal burst in streams, and then you have a triplet long note section going into a long stream into a 6 burst at the end that ends on the same hand that doesn't feel like it should. So really awkward stuff. Really weird to get into and be able to play consistently, especially in tournament. And I guess we might just see Teasel and Miniac at the same time, or we may see Tings jump in. Have to see.
There's only really one way we'll have to see, I suppose. Yeah.
So I think it's probably going to be Miniag and Spanner.
Yeah, I would have to suspect so. Really.
You know, knowing Team UK, I'm surprised we haven't seen any like flashlight or hidden mod or something. That is their usual gimmick. They didn't see any silliness occurring.
Yeah, they usually do that when they're feeling funny today, but unfortunately, I think the players on the UK are kind of taking the match a little seriously. Unless, I don't know. Unless they're like trying to look to at least get the match over and done with, because there is multiple matches that we have the UK actually playing in outside of this tournament in particular, from what I'm seeing, or at least that's why we haven't really seen Zubin for a bit. But that is pretty much outside the circle. That's kind of outside the scope of what we're going to be seeing as... Okay, there's a rough start.
Man, Miniag definitely coming off to an awkward start. There's, I think, like 3 200s almost in a row. Just not being able to get on quite too well. Unsure if there was maybe an offset issue or... And we're going to... But it does not matter because we're going to see an immediate drop from Happer after 100 combo in. Just absolutely not what you wanted to do. If you are from Team Mexico.
Absolutely. A really detrimental drop at that, as it's going to punctuate the scoreline for United Kingdom just a little bit. Even if it's just a relatively small one, it's pretty easy for Mexico to be able to recover that if it does come down to a drop coming out from either of the players on the UK. But at the same time, we've seen it time and time again. Like, they just know how to work their way within some of these really control-oriented pairs where, you have a lot of these occasional triplets bursts and just kind of disrupted with these embedded LNs in between. It's just kind of really hard to coordinate at times, but the UK has been going through it pretty well until that, and it's only going to keep going further. Okay.
I can't tell. I'm not sure. It's a really weird place to drop. But it looks like it probably wasn't Bancho. And here, this really awkward stream into burst coming in right about now.
Okay.
And we're going to see a drop only from Aver, but the rest of the lobby being able to hit it really well. Even with a miss, Asael holding onto a 99.7. And another slight interruption from Bancho. We love Bancho.
Bro, even Bancho's literally having a field day. What is even going on? The servers literally cannot even keep up with what we are doing in this match alone. That's honestly kind of insane to put into perspective, as now it's going to be Miniag that's suffering what Asael had suffered that time. Oh, God. Here we go again.
I don't want to say anything, but this could be anybody's game if Miniag is unable to recover.
At this point, it's not even down to the players to, decide the point. It's literally down to Bancho to, show who exactly is behind the curtains, as the map is going to conclude, but all for everyone else. There's just one player that we're pretty much anticipating on right now.
We will have to see if Miniag does not return, they'll have to definitely make sure they screenshot, if anybody in the tournament, if you lag out or disconnect, make sure you screenshot your score.
Hell yeah, absolutely. It's just really tough. Just a really bit of a tough pickle that we have either of these teams just going through as... Okay, it just seems to be Miniag's internet that is the issue. Looking at some other sources. Oh dear, we're gonna be here for a little bit.
We just have to hope that they're able to get to the result screen. Or at least if you're Team UK, you're hoping that they get to the result screen. If you're Team Mexico, you might be sitting there thinking, well, that stings, but...
dude. It's gonna be a bit of a complex situation for either side, but...
Oh, Miniac does not have a... That is...
Oh, no!
Tragic.
Oh, bro.
So it looks like Mexico will most likely... Yeah, Mexico will be taking that point, which is an unfortunate break point, especially considering Miniac and Spanner Dude's scores were very, very solid. Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that really is unfortunate.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Miniac in the rest of the rounds, just out of a precaution.
I mean, there is still a lot of time to be able to tell whether that will be the case because, again, there is still a lot of picks that have yet to be played. There's pretty much like approximately 3 of them that have to be played before we see a potential tiebreaker. But Mexico, I'm assuming they want to at least try and close out the match as soon as possible because the United Kingdom is only 1 point away from a break point, and you know, just riding off that victory on Hybrid 3 is definitely going to help them give a little bit of a boost, as much as it is a really unfortunate circumstance for the United Kingdom because of the unsubmitted scores. So, you know, Mexico probably going to delve back into the Rise category. They did do pretty well when it came to Rise 3, but I'm assuming they probably want to switch it up, maybe go for something like California, maybe. Not sure. There's a lot of options they have.
California is probably the most interesting choice, I think, out of everything here. Because they can assume that UK is probably going to stick on to the hybrids, right? And they're probably going to go into freshen up. And I don't think that Mexico beats out UK in terms of speed, so it really would just come down to the long notes and Rice, and I don't know if they feel confident enough on the long notes. We'll have to see, but California is definitely the one awkward map, I think, in this entire pool. It's very distracting when it comes to the lyrics. So, I've seen many people kind of complain that, like, they'll be having a good run, and then all of a sudden, there'll be one surprise doublet that just happens out of nowhere, and then they miss, and then the entire score is ruined. So.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of picks that can be pretty distracted at times when it comes to, you know, what the map itself has to address, because a lot of these maps in general just pretty much have a lot of aces that they would have had up their sleeves. So, you know, trying to find solace in what we can find next of the pick is pretty much going to be the main point for Mexico, because there's still a lot that they can really come out for, but it seems like they're going to be taking some time to actually pick into it, which definitely spells a bit that maybe they might not be the most confident, but maybe the timeout won't be needed. Who knows?
It could have just been that they were waiting on okay. They're to a speed. Interesting choice. I'm not too sure how it'll play out for Mexico. Again, I think SAL definitely has the speed and the accuracy to be able to play well. I don't know about the second player though, if they're able to beat out UK because of that. But it's an easy enough map that I do know that SAL will probably be able to perform rather well. But I also know UK will be able to perform well, so... I'm wondering if we're going to still see Miniac. I guess we are. I guess he's going to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. We're going to be seeing Miniac and Ting come back in for this pick alone. I mean, especially taking a bit of a bold shot into that speed category. It makes the most sense that you would pretty much awaken the Mandem as you've literally just summoned Miniac and Ting for this one in particular. Mexico, I'm assuming you're going to try and replicate and just trying to reciprocate their lineup with the likes of the Salamaster Ola. Basically looking to try and out-ratio both players on the side of UK. Hopefully trying to pray for team consistency with Hyper Gamer as well, because we have seen it's been a bit rocky throughout this match in particular, where, you know, there's been a lot of points, but where Hyper Gamer did struggle a little bit to be able to at least suit a gap between, you know, how big some of these victories were for one side and, you know, the scoreline for Asal Masa Ola just being so ahead of the league that it's just really hard to actually try and win off that as well, because there's just score anchors off some of these mistakes that just happen occasionally throughout the map, and this would be a lot harder than all the other maps in this map pool as well. It's definitely going to add to that. It's only just under 2.5 minutes of length, so it's going to have to matter a lot for what looks like.
Yeah, there's like 45 seconds of a break too, so maybe not. I'm definitely exaggerating, but there's quite a long break. Can't remember yet. interesting.
Damn.
It's gonna be interesting, especially because we have the internet dynamic duo on Team UK currently. More internet problems. Okay. I think they should both team up. We should have both the UK and Mexico team up and try to fight big internet, big ISP. Because this is yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. I guess there isn't really much.
We're waiting on that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not too sure who we're waiting on. Like whose internet is messing up. It looks like we have all 4 players.
Yeah. Apparently, it's mostly the case for Hyper Gamer. Apparently, their internet seems to be struggling a little bit now. Not the best time for it to be happening either, because we are pretty much entering the late stages of the map, and we are pretty much 40 minutes in as well. So I'm honestly not sure how the rest of it is gonna go, but it seems like we will be having the next timeout coming in for Mexico, unless it's just gonna result in a kick, but I don't know.
Okay, well, they're gone now. We'll see if they're able to rejoin.
Hopefully. I mean, surely someone in Mexico is gonna have to play either way. I mean, they still have some players on the board. They have... Alright, let's have a look. So... When it comes to their roster, they still have Yvonne or Snow that can potentially play, depending on which one is actually available. I have not actually seen Snow at all this whole match, so...
That's true. I wonder if Snow is maybe either not comfortable or just is unavailable. He's a strong player. He's a very strong player overall, very fast.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, surely there has to be something that Mexico can at least sport in with for maybe a backup choice, but I'm honestly not even sure.
At least it's a good song to sit there on, though. Oh, and he's back.
Oh, dear lord.
We'll see how fast they are able to join.
All right.
We have a match in, I think, 15 minutes, so hopefully we'll see what happens.
Indeed. I mean, this is pretty much the last point where we need to at least bring things back into the favor of one. So Mexico gonna try and do what they can to at least get some more points in their favor, because time is slowly running out for them. We are pretty much entering the late stages of this hour in particular. So if it is going to have to come down to Mexico trying to win off of, like, you know, a streak of points, then this is going to have to be the start point for it. There's just no other way it's going to work out otherwise, because things are just becoming a little more tight for either side as this currently stands.
I mean, Happer just all of a sudden just locking the heck in and top lobbying, which is really cool to see, especially considering recently it seemed to be underperforming, but so far, although it is the easier section still, nothing too dense. Being able to have great control, this is neck and neck still. And unfortunately, we're gonna see a miss on the long stream from Haber. But not to count them out just yet, because this is although it's a shorter map, it is quite dense at some of these sections. All it takes is one miss from UK to maybe slide things over.
Absolutely. I mean, there is 12,000 points that UK has to lose at the moment. So if it does come down to that scoreline being accentuated based on some more drops coming out from Mexico, then that's definitely going to shift things a little bit. That's going to be the paradigm shift that I think the UK really wants. But at the same time, it's going to start looking a little dire for the Mexicans once again, just going off that one drop from Happy Gamer and another one to add to that as well.
No, that's tragic for Mexico.
Yeah, really unfortunate drop coming out of them once again, as like I said, this is going to at least add the advantage for them once again, and another one to add to that as well. Basically 3 times in a row, and we're going into the final third of the map as well, so it's becoming more dire.
Mexico's strat right now is just to hope and pray that they lose internet, because 50,000 score is too much to make a comeback from, no matter how much you choke. And with Axial choking, that's going to seal the deal. Again, no pun intended. And UK will likely be taking this point, yes. Even though Mexico is going to find a miss, it's going to be absolutely irrelevant.
Yeah, the damage is...
down 198.
Yeah. The damage has pretty much been done with the UK accumulating such a high score line. It's pretty much nigh impossible for Mexico to be able to rope it back into their favor because even the strength is literally so tough to a point where it's going to be pretty much impossible to bring it back now that we're past all the difficult parts of the map alone. 94,000 points going to be going into the favor of United Kingdom as they make it to match point. What are these ratios? Dear Lord.
Great ratios.
Oh my god.
Pretty good for the speed up. Unfortunate miss and a 200 coming in from Minieg. The 200 coming in, one of the first notes again. I wonder if Minieg has some first note lag because it seems to be mostly first notes. But yeah. Spanner being the only SS.
The last man standing in the entire lobby as it looks as... Yep. Pretty much everyone knows that Ting is pretty much going to try and destroy these picks one way or another, which is going to be unfortunate for Mexico because, again, they've been trying for their best. I mean, we've seen from Asal Master Ola this whole match that they've literally been trying to be the breadwinner for the side of the Mexicans, but unfortunately, despite it all, the team consistency is just not lining up as much as they would have prayed for, and especially with the area issues we've been seeing on both sides, it's just been looking a little more dire for either side, as it's now the United Kingdom to make the next pick. They have the luxury of multiple picks. I'm assuming they want to end things quick. They're going to go for an invasion L1 pick at that.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I'm shocked we didn't see Hybrid 4 coming out. I do think Mexico might have made a mistake in going for the speed pick again. I'm not too sure if it would change many of the details. It is still Mexico's game to win. You can still win it. But LN1 I feel like would have been probably better suited for Mexico. But I guess with their performance on even some of these easier maps, kind of going into this really difficult sections might just make them explode. So I think that's probably what UK is hoping for.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be pretty tough for the Mexicans, I want to say, but at the same time, we are going to be seeing Happer Gamer swap out for Hivan for the time being. I'm assuming now the Mexicans basically only have one choice left, and it's pretty much to just win every other pick that they have available, because now it's pretty much looking dire for their chances to be able to take it, unless they have to force the tiebreaker, which is basically their only choice now going into LN1, one of the only LN picks that we will be able to see for this match. And you know, it's gonna have to, if it does come down to this being a break point for the Mexicans, it's gonna be a requirement. Oh,
Zubin coming back. Zubin. Ooh, what a treat. This is probably a good play from them. I'm assuming they don't want to give too much information to the future teams that they go against, because it's going to be one of the more awkwardly dense, bursty, long note picks. So this could be really good info for the other teams. So maybe not being able to play, maybe not playing either with their main people or what have you. But we're gonna jump right into it.
Indeed, we are. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying this is most likely the most difficult map in the entire pool.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're already gonna see.
I mean, just looking at these bursts and flams alone, that pretty much should set the standard that this map alone is going to be one hell of a ride for either side. And we're seeing, and we can see that with Pavon just basically kind of struggling to catch up with the rest of the board here. But
whoa! Is it trying to work?
What the heck?
I think it's been over 30 seconds though. Whoa, but they aborted.
Their keyboard disconnected. What?
It's interesting.
Yeah, something seems to
It must have not. Shit, it was at. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it was at 40. That was an in. I don't think that was supposed to be a abort.
Insane. Dude, what the heck?
This is interesting. I guess we'll see what happens here. the ref just wants to run it back.
Yeah. I mean, we pretty much have been through a lot in this match alone. We may as well just try and end it off as soon as possible because, you know, it seems like pretty much all the players just want to try and play what they can. Because we only have a few maps that have to be played out for this round alone. So...
Yeah, there's a question coming from Ting. If esports play since he aborted, I think it'd be very bad, bad faith if we let them swap out after playing through half the map. That would be definitely not the best scenario to be in.
Yeah,
Hopefully
precisely.
Issues, though.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, once again, this map is also really short overall, so Hivon going to be off to a bit of a rough start. We see from the low, with the incredibly low scroll speed again, that it's going to be pretty hard for them to focus, but somehow still making it out with these notes alone. You have some of these straightforward releases. Some of these releases that are kind of more elongated to match with some of these tire shields, but Tate's going to drop once again going through some of these dense streams.
Yeah, it's the same place they dropped before. Interesting. I mean, being able to hit all these bursts still looks like there's some uncomfortableness from Spanner in terms of some of these releases, but it looks like it's not gonna matter because Ivan is just not able to hold on to this really awkward speed, and we're gonna see some more breaks coming in from Team, but it's not gonna matter. Maybe 25,000. I mean, that's recoverable. We'll have to see, but.
I think if anything, it's going to have to come down to Zubin and their combo as well, because so far they're pretty much on FC pace, and so far Salmaster Ahola is at least also on an FC pace as well, despite it being on the lower FC, but unfortunately,
no longer on that FC. But...
Right as I was literally shifting the spotlight as well, that's insane. 75,000 points and only increasing.
And that's going to be GG's to Team United Kingdom for taking on the victory of the quarterfinals and going to be moving on to the semifinals and going up against none other than the United States. Hey, that's me. The Team Mexico obviously performing valiantly. SAL being able to hold really, really strong combos, really strong accuracies overall, and they are not out of the woods just yet. They are going to be over in the losers bracket, and let me tell you what, that is a scary team to go against for losers finals, or losers semifinals and finals. So whoever they go against. No. We're going to see an SS actually from Zubin, and relatively good ratios all around, especially from Team UK. Although outside of the couple of bads and bad judgments from Spanner, but yeah. And there you have it. Congratulations to UK for moving on and maintaining their legacy as being one of the strongest 1K teams that currently exist.
Absolutely. And on that note as well, the United Kingdom will be moving on to the semi-finals winners bracket, and they will be facing the United States, which is definitely going to be a really interesting match, I want to say. The fact that they're facing in semis is going to be crazy, as we will have Mexico dropping down into the losers semi-finals to face between the Czech Republic and also Peru as well. So definitely open for another
Peru won. I'm pretty sure Peru won their match.
Yeah, Peru won the sweep, so they will be facing Peru, as Czechoslovakia has been eliminated from this tournament. Look at results.
Oh yeah, we gotta go now. Right now, we have 4 minutes until the next match. I really hope if you guys are here, you should be able to stay for that one. We're gonna have Untied States versus Norway. So we're gonna see which team's gonna come out on top. It's going to be a losers bracket match. So really hope you guys stay for this. But thank you guys for watching. And this will be the last quarterfinals match. Last one.